Please subscribe now, and don't forget to like. The city had no name anyone could agree on. Streets twisted unnaturally, turning corners that should not exist. Even the streetlights seemed to watch. Their flickering not from electricity, but from something aware. Shadows moved slightly differently than your own, and windows reflected images that weren't yours. At first, it was subtle. Then it became impossible to ignore. The city wasn't just a place, it was aware. Walking the same route twice never felt the same. Alleyways elongated without reason. Crosswalks shifted positions. Even familiar shops and cafes appeared in places they hadn't existed before. Street signs contradicted each other, pointing both nowhere and everywhere. Those who paused too long on corners felt the air thicken, like the streets themselves were holding their breath. Moving fast was the only safety. Windows glowed at times, when darkness should have ruled. Some showed rooms that couldn't exist structurally. Others simply reflected endless black. At night, certain lights stayed on, flickering in patterns that almost resembled words, a language that no one could read. Passers-by sensed eyes behind the glass, yet no one ever saw movement, only the feeling of being watched and measured. Beneath the city, a low vibration hummed through the pavement. It wasn't mechanical nor natural. Standing still too long made it palpable, a rhythm in tune with your heartbeat, yet slower, deliberate. The vibration carried messages: move, hesitate, remember, belong. People learned to keep walking. Those who ignored the rhythm never returned. Those who stopped entirely did not vanish. They became part of the city. Their routines synchronized with the streets. They sat on benches, stared at facades, and let the hum envelop them. Their faces grew expressionless. Their homes remained silent. The city did not take them violently. It absorbed them slowly, carefully, storing moments of their hesitation for later. Billboards, radios, and street signs delivered messages without words. Numbers, lights, static, all meaningful to those attuned. Phones buzzed and notifications disappeared upon opening. Even thoughts felt rearranged by the city. The awareness was patient, waiting for humans to adjust, testing boundaries, noting reactions. By the time it was noticed, it was already too late to leave unchanged. Bridges and tunnels led somewhere new each time. A familiar alley could suddenly drop into a canal or lead to an abandoned plaza. Fences bent inward. Stairways climbed impossibly high. Rooftops stretched endlessly. The city sculpted itself around perception, not space. Some buildings no longer obeyed geometry. Others grew eyes, vents that breathed, and doors that opened by themselves, revealing only darkness. Noise was selective. Sirens, engines, footsteps, all muted for those who lingered. Silence was not absence, but presence. Those who walked too slowly felt the walls approach, not physically, but mentally. Every sound had weight. Every echo carried intention. The city didn't attack. It persuaded. It suggested, insisted, demanded attention. Awareness of it consumed more than sight could. Time fractured within the streets. Seconds lasted minutes. Minutes collapsed into instants. Clocks melted in windows. Phones displayed times that never existed. People lost track of days and nights. Some wandered for what felt like hours, emerging to find weeks had passed above. The city measured patience, endurance, and fear, storing them in patterns that only it could read. By the end, the city no longer merely observed. It remembered. Every hesitation, glance, and breath became part of it. It grew denser, heavier, alive with the weight of attention. Leaving was possible, but the city retained fragments of those who crossed its streets. Memories, behaviors, even emotions, all stored for the next encounter. Those who thought they escaped carried pieces of the restless city inside them forever. The city waited. It did not chase. It did not shout. It simply remembered everything, every hesitation, every glance, every breath. Those who left carried a fragment of its restless streets inside them, a silent pulse that would never fade. Above ground, life continued as usual. Below, the city breathed, patient, eternal, and awake, waiting for the next wanderer who thought they were alone. The end